Hello students, in this video I am going to teach about the topic proportion. Welcome to our channel E-Kalike. Proportion is nothing but when we equate two ratios or a fraction, we say they are in proportion. It's nothing, basically it's comparing the ratios. So we take four non-zero quantities, let it be A, B, C and D. We say they are in proportion when A is to B is equal to C is to D. So A is to B is one proportion and C is to D is one more proportion. If both the proportions are equal, we tell these ratios are in proportion, or we tell A, B, C and D are in proportion. Next, how to read this? We read it as A is to B as C is to D. Next is the continued proportion. Since there are many types of proportion, we only deal with the continued proportion because it's included in your syllabus. So let's learn what is that. Three non-zero quantities of same kind are in same unit are said to be in a continuous ratio f. The ratio of the first to the second is same as the ratio of second to the third. That is, A, B and C are in continued proportion. We tell A is to B is equal to B is to C. Then we tell they are in continued proportion. You can see in both the ratio B is common and it is continued. So we tell this proportion as continued proportion. Next we learn about some important properties of ratio proportions. First is invertendo. According to this property of proportion, if A is to B is equal to C is to D, they are in proportion, then B is to A is equal to D is to C. This is called as the invertendo. Let's see how we can arrive at this. So we know A is to B is to C are in proportion now. If they are in proportion, I can tell A is to B is equal to C is to D. If I write that in a fraction form, I get A by B is equal to C by D. On taking the reciprocal, I get B by A is equal to D by C. Again, if I write that in a ratio form, I get B is to A is equal to D is to C. And this property is called as invertendo. We are doing nothing here. We are just inverting the ratios. If A is to B is a ratio, we are inverting it. B is to A. Next property is alternando. According to this property of proportion, A is to C is equal to B is to D. If I write the proportion, I get A is to B is equal to C is to D. If I write it in a fraction form, I get A by B is equal to C by D. On cross multiplying, I get A into D is equal to C into B. If I write that in a fraction form, I get A by C is equal to B by D. In the ratio form, I get A is to C is equal to B is to D. This is what we call it as alternando. The next is componendo. In this property, A plus B is to B is equal to C plus D is to D. Let's see how we can arrive at this. I'll write the proportion A is to B is equal to C is to D. If I write it in a fraction form, I get A by B is equal to C by D. Adding 1 on both sides. What happens? A by B plus 1 is equal to C by D plus 1. If I take the LCM, B is the LCM on this side and D is the LCM on that side. So, on taking the LCM, what I get on the numerator is A plus B in the denominator is a B. On that hand, I get C plus D divided by D. If I write that in a proportion form, I get A plus B is to B is equal to C plus D is to D. And this is what we call it as componendo. Next one is a dividendo. And this property, A minus B is to B is equal to C minus D is to D. So let us write the proportion and its fraction form on taking minus 1 on both sides. So if I take minus 1 on both sides, B is the LCM on this hand and D is the LCM on this hand. On writing this, I get A minus B in the numerator and the denominator is the LCM, that is B. On that hand side, I get C minus D divided by D. So if I write that in a fraction form, if I write that in a proportion form, I get A minus B is to B is equal to C minus D is to D. And this we call it as dividendo. The next one is the componendo and dividendo. Here we are going to mix the property third and fourth there. Let's see what happens. Again we take the ratio, then componendo and dividendo will be A plus B is to A minus B is equal to C plus D is to C minus D. Let's see how this happens. So let's write the componendo now. If A is to B is equal to C is to D, then the componendo will be A plus B by B is equal to C plus D by D. Then the dividendo will be A minus B by B is equal to C minus D by D. So let's divide both the things. So on dividing both the equation, I get A plus B by A minus B, which is equal to C plus D by C minus D. So these are the properties of the proportion.